Geometry, thanks for tuning in for another episode of Math with Mullins. Today we're going to look at our lesson 11.2, areas of circles and sectors. So we'll be able to first know how to find the area of a circle, use that formula for population density, and also be able to find and use area of sectors. So main thing we want to know is to find the area of a circle, we're doing pi times radius squared, where r is the radius. So what we're going to do is try these. So for letter A, area of a circle with a radius of 2.5 centimeters, that just means we're doing pi times 2.5 squared. We're going to come up with 19.63 centimeters squared. Diameter of a circle with an area of 113.1. So this is where we would start with area of 113.1 is equal to pi times radius squared. I'm going to divide both sides by pi here. And I'm going to get 36 is equal to r squared. So that means r has to be equal to 6, which means diameter is double that for 12 centimeters. Okay, your turn. Pause the video here, try these on your own. When you're ready, check it, click play. Area of circle with radius of 4.5, all you had to do here was pi times radius squared. Okay, for this one, we should get 63.59 square meters. Then our next one, we're starting with area, so 176.7 is equal to pi times radius squared, dividing by pi first. I'm going to get 56.27 is equal to r squared, so finding the square root of that is about 7.5 feet. Okay. Next up, we're going to talk about population density. So population densities can be found when you have the number of people divided by the area of land. So this is in your notes. Whoops. Just want to make sure we have that there. Okay. So the first one, about 430,000 people live in a 5-mile radius of city's town hall. Find the population density in people per square mile. So we know that the number of people is 430,000, and the 5-mile radius would be the area of that situation. So that is pi times radius squared. I'm just going to write it as 25 pi, which would be about 430,000 divided by 78.5. That's going to give us roughly 5,478 people per square mile. And I just rounded that because we are talking about people here, so we need whole numbers. Okay. The next one says a region with a 3-mile radius has a population density of 6,195. So they've already solved population density as 6,195. So we don't know the number of people, but we do know that the area is 9 pi. So we would just be multiplying 6,195 with 9 times pi. We're going to get the population of about 175,071 people. Okay. Next up, we have area of a sector. So this is the two portions that we're going to want to pay attention to. Area of a sector can be found by dividing by pi times radius squared, or the measurement of arc AB divided by 360 times pi squared. So a lot of the times we just use this one, okay? Sometimes we'll be given the area, so we can say area is equal to the measurement of the arc divided by 360 times the area of the arc. So what we're going to do on this next example, we'll try this one together and then I'll get you to try the next ones on your own. Find the areas of the sectors formed by UTV. So we're going to start by the smaller one. Okay, the smaller one can be found by taking the degree measurement of that arc or the area, so 70 out of 360, and multiplying it by the area of the entire circle. So that'd be pi times 8 squared, since 8 is our radius. So that would just mean I'm going to multiply everything on top here, or you can do 70 divided by 360, but you could do 70 times pi times 64 and then divide it by 360, you should get about 37.07, or some of you did 70 divided by 360 first, and then times by pi, and then times by 64, you still get that 39.07. Okay, the bigger section, we would just take the degree measurements for that. So 70 is already the red smaller section, so 70 take away from 360 can be 290. So 290 over 360 times pi times 8 squared. Okay, so what we could do again is multiply straight across here, 290 times pi times 64, and then divide everything by 360. I'm getting about 161.88 cubic inches. Okay, let's try this one. Same type of deal. Red sector would be small, blue sector is larger. Go ahead and pause the video here. Try these on your own. When you're ready to check it, click play. All right, area can be found 120 over 360 times pi times 14 squared. So I'm going to multiply straight across here. 120 times pi times 14 divided by 360. I'm coming up with about 205.15 square feet. Blue sector, the leftover amount from 120 to 360 is 240. So 240 divided by 360 times pi times 14 squared, or multiply straight across, divide by 360. So 240 times 3.14 times 14 divided by 360 is about 410.29 square feet. Okay. Now that we found some areas of the circle, now we're going to work a little bit backwards. Now it says find the area of circle V. So we know that the small area can be found by taking 40, dividing that by 360, and whatever that area was, we were able to say it's equal to 35, right? So what I'm going to do now is try to figure out the reverse of that. So I'm going to start by multiplying both sides by 360. So these 360s cancel out, and 360 times 35 is 12,600, and that's equal to 40A. And then I'm going to divide both sides by 40. So A is equal to 315 square meters. Okay, so that's with us using that backwards momentum there. Next up, a rectangular wall has an entrance cut into it. You want to paint the wall to the nearest square foot. What is the area of the region? You need to cut the paint. So we obviously see a large wall, which is that rectangle in blue. But then we have minus that opening, which is a semicircle, and square. Okay, so let's start with the rectangle first. Rectangle is 36 by 26, because I just added that 10 and 16. That's going to give me 936. Then my semicircle, I can find that by doing pi times radius squared, but then divide by 2 since it's half. And then that square is just 16 by 16. So I know 16 by 16 is 256, but 3.14 times 8 divided by 2 is 100.48. So these two added together, I'm getting 356.96. So now I'm just taking that out and subtracting it from 936, and I'm coming up with 579.52. So it says to the nearest square foot, we'll just round that to 580 square feet. Okay. Last two, see if you can try these on your own. Click the pause button here when you're ready to check. Go ahead and click play. All right, so this one can be found by using our area to find the area of circle H. So area is 214.37 but I know I can find that if I just split it up and say 85 out of 360 times the missing area here. The first thing I'm going to do is multiply by just the reciprocal here. So I'm going to multiply by 360 over 85 to get A by itself, and then I'll just multiply by 360 over 85 again here too. So 360 times 214.37 is 77,173.2 divided by 85. I'm getting 907.92 square centimeters. Okay, the last one, number 8, you have two areas here. First you have this triangle, that's 7 times 7 divided by 2, which is 49 divided by 2, or 24.5. But then you have that semicircle, which is pi times radius squared divided by 2, so that's 3.14 times 3.5 squared divided by 2, and I'm getting about 19.2325. So I'm just adding those together for a grand total of 43.73 square meters. Okay, that'll be all for our lesson on 11.2, the area of circles and sectors. Hopefully this video helped you, and then tune back in next time when we talk more about area, but now we'll switch into polygons. Have a great day, geometry.